She abandoned me and the kids, then demanded to return when her new life crumbled. I stood my ground, and now we're moving forward without her. I'm 36, male, and let's just say life took a turn of meth I didn't see coming. I'm not some high-powered exec or anything. Just a regular guy, working a regular job, trying to keep it together for my 2 kids. Thought I had the whole normal life thing down. Married for 12 years, decent house, 2 kids who mean everything to me. But that all went to hell about a year ago. It started small. You know how it is. Little things you try to ignore. My wife, started staying late at work. At first I didn't think much of it. We all get busy, right? But then she started pulling away. Like, really pulling away. She was always on her phone, laughing at texts she wouldn't share. If I asked how her day was, I'd get some half-assed answer like, busy. I'm tired. Before she'd walk off. We stopped having real conversations. And the worst part? I knew something was off. But I didn't want to believe it. Then one night, she came home smelling like someone else's cologne. I don't know what came over me, but I just asked, "Are you seeing someone else?" She froze, like a deer caught in headlights. And that silence? That silence told me everything before she even opened her mouth. "Yeah," she finally said. "There is someone." I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't her being so casual about it. She told me she met some guy at work. And things just happened. Said she wasn't happy with me anymore. Hadn't been for a while. And she was leaving. Leaving me. Leaving the kids. All to be with him. I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. 12 years. Gone. Just like that. But she didn't care. She didn't even cry. Didn't seem the least bit sorry. Just packed a bag and left the next morning. She didn't even look at our kids. Didn't say goodbye. Just left. I had to figure out how to tell our kids why their mom wasn't coming home. How do you explain that to a 10-year-old? My daughter asked, "Did we do something wrong?" I had to sit there, looking into her eyes and say, "No, sweetheart. This isn't your fault." But you know what? I wasn't even sure I believed that myself. How the hell could a mother just abandon her kids? Months went by and she barely contacted us. She was off living her new life with this guy while I was here. Holding everything together. Trying to keep our family from falling apart. My son stopped asking about her after a while. My daughter? She still waited for a text or a call that never came. Then, one day, out of the blue, showed up at my door. She looked like shit. Makeup smudged. Hair a mess. Eyes red and puffy. "I made a mistake," she said. Standing there like she expected me to feel sorry for her. "I want to come back." I stared at her, trying to wrap my head around what she was saying. This woman, who left me and her kids without a second thought, now wanted to come back because her little fantasy life went to crap. Was she kidding me? "You left," I said, keeping my voice as calm as I could, though I was boiling inside. "You walked out on us, on your kids." She started crying, acting like I should just forget everything. I didn't mean for things to get this bad. I wasn't thinking. Please, I want to come home. I couldn't believe it. You didn't mean for it to get this bad? What did you think would happen when you left? What did you think would happen to your kids? She tried to play the victim, saying I was confused. I wasn't happy. But I see things clearly now. I miss the kids. I miss you. I laughed. Actually laughed, the nerve of this woman. You miss us? You didn't even call. You didn't even give a shit. Now your life falls apart and suddenly you want to come back. No, that's not how this works. She wiped her tears, then turned cold. Real cold. You're being selfish. You can't handle raising them on your own. They need me. I just stared at her. Was she serious? Where were you when they needed you 6 months ago? Where were you when they were crying for their mom? You think you can just show up and everything will be fine? No, you left. You don't get to just come back when it's convenient for you. That's when she snapped. You think you're some kind of hero? You're not. You can't do this alone. You'll fail. And when you do, I'll be right here. Don't think for a second you can keep them from me. I wanted to yell, scream, throw something. But I didn't. Instead, I said, you want to see the kids? You're going to have to earn it. You don't just get to walk back into their lives after abandoning them. Her face twisted into this nasty scowl. You're making a mistake. You're going to regret this. And with that, she stormed off, slamming the door so hard the pictures on the wall shook. I stood there for a while, trying to breathe, trying to calm down. I couldn't believe the entitlement, the sheer audacity of her thinking she could come back. Like nothing happened. Like we were all just waiting for her to get tired of her little fling and come home. That night I sat the kids down and told them their mom had come by. My daughter's eyes widened, like she was hoping her mom was back for good. Is she coming home? She asked, voice small. No, I said, and I could see the relief wash over her face. It broke my heart. After that, S kept texting, trying different tactics. Apologies, promises to change, therapy offers, you name it. She tried it. But I wasn't having it. I wasn't putting my kids through that again. Then came the custody threat. She filed for joint custody, probably thinking she could force her way back into their lives. That she could use the courts to get what she wanted. So I lawyered up, ready to fight. No way in hell was I letting her do this. But the day before our court date, she showed up at the house again. This time, she looked desperate. I can't afford a lawyer, she said, voice shaky. Can we just work something out? I almost laughed again. No, we're gonna court. I'm not working anything out with you. Her face fell and she left without another word. She didn't show up for the hearing. My lawyer told me she'd dropped the case. Just like that, she was gone again. It's been a few months since all that. S hasn't tried to contact me or the kids again. And honestly, good riddance. We're doing fine without her. Better even. The kids have adjusted. And while they'll never forget what she did, they don't ask about her anymore. They're learning to live without a mother who walked out on them. And I'm learning to live without the woman I thought I knew. Sometimes, late at night, I catch myself thinking about her. Wondering how she could have thrown everything away like that. But then I remember that day on the porch. The way she tried to manipulate me. The way she tried to act like she had any right to come back after all the damage she caused. So yeah, I'll raise these kids on my own if I have to. And I'll make damn sure they know they were never the problem. It was her. It was always her. And if you've watched this far, maybe hit subscribe. Hell, if I survive this, you never know what's next. Might have more crazy stories to share down the line.